que le Nouveau-Brunswick a à offrir, des produits énergétiques, des produits minéraux et aussi des produits de nos capacités humaines. On reçoit maintenant beaucoup d'investissements des compagnies en technologie en Nouveau-Brunswick qui ont créé leur entreprise, des bons emplois. On veut ça aussi qu'on veut vendre plus avec la province. Alors, nous sommes vraiment heureux d'être partie de l'équipe Canada et cette mission avec le Premier ministre. I'll say that again in English. New Brunswick is really pleased to be here in India, one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And they need what New Brunswick has, which is minerals, energy products, food, as well as human capacity. We've received a lot of investment from Indian operations into New Brunswick. They've set up shop. They've employed people with jobs that pay the bills. So we're here to see more of that investment come New Brunswick's way, as well as send them more of the amazing products that we have to offer. We're really proud to be part of Team Canada and the Prime Minister's trade mission to India at a really exciting time, and excited to see progress on the CEAP as well.
Madame Holt, justement, le commissaire indien au Canada pense que c'est possible d'arriver à un accord de coopération économique globale dans la prochaine année. Est-ce que vous pensez que c'est possible avec ce délai? Qu'est-ce que ça change?
Je pense que c'est possible absolument. On a un premier ministre qui veut que les choses bougent et qui met de la pression qu'il bouge, et on a une équipe avec un focus pour avancer des accords. C'est le moment de le faire, où on a plusieurs alliés. Alors moi, je suis vraiment optimiste qu'on va avoir un accord durant le prochain an.
Qu'est-ce que ça changerait pour le Nouveau-Brunswick?
Ces formalités, ça démontre que les relations sont là, il existe, que nous sommes une économie stable qui peut leur donner ce qu'ils ont besoin avec des autres pays peut-être qui n'ont pas des environnements aussi stable, et avec un accord quelque chose qui est fiable. Alors, ça nous aide à former des relations, à finaliser des contrats assurés à long terme. On peut planifier pour des contrats de 5 ans, de 10 ans, des choses qui vraiment mettent sur le bon pied. Est-ce qu'on dit ça? Le bon pied? nos relations commerciales.
On that, do you think that, just to Yasmin's first question in English, do you think it's possible to actually get a trade deal within a year?
I do.
Why?
I think that there has been some good groundwork done. I think we have a prime minister that wants things to move quickly. I think the conditions are there, and we're seeing a lot of receptivity from the Indian market and from the Canadian market, that it's in everyone's best interest that when they're looking for the kind of things that Canada has, that we establish these agreements to demonstrate the stability of the relationship, the commitment to the long term, that will help reassure everyone that these relations are on the right track, and they're there for the long haul.
Do you think Canada has the capacity, or New Brunswick has the capacity to get its goods and products to India using India?
Absolutely, yeah. The Port of St. John can get a container from St. John to India in 15 days. So it's not a problem for us to move the goods that we produce and some of the products to one of the largest and fastest growing economies in the world.
What does the future pipeline conversation or debate that's playing out in Canada right now about whether we need a new one?
Well, the pipeline conversation that I'm having is about extending the capacity for natural gas from Quebec City all the way through New Brunswick and down to attach to the pipeline we have in St. John, and the LNG terminal that we have that currently receives natural gas from other places, but could be a gateway to send that natural gas to places like India that are interested in it.
What about the security conversation? I'm sure you're aware that there's been this sort of discussion, particularly over the last 48 hours, about the extent to which there is or is not still foreign interference and violence that agents of the Indian government is behind. What are your thoughts about how that might be impacting the discussion that we're seeing right now?
Well, I think it has been part of the discussion between the Prime Minister Carney and Prime Minister Modi since their time in Kananaskis and beyond. They've agreed that this is a relationship that needs work, and I think the Prime Minister has been very clear that Canada will investigate and pursue cases of transnational conflict, and of any cases that break the Canadian criminal code will be pursued. And so that work is in place while we pursue economic relations.
But there is, I think it's debatable to what extent there is clarity right now when you have one official saying, well, it's not really happening, and some ministers saying, well, this is an ongoing conversation. Does that concern?
Well, I think it's not uncommon to have people walk away from conversations with their own perspectives, but I'm very confident that the Prime Minister and the team and the team with the RCMP take this seriously, have pursued it, and it's our responsibility to ensure the safety of Canadians, the safety of New Brunswickers. We make that a priority, and we've done so with this trip, and we'll continue to do so.
En français là-dessus, Madame Holt, est-ce que vous pensez que l'Inde constitue une menace pour la sécurité du Canada?
Je pense qu'à ce point, dans le monde global, on doit toujours être vigilant, mais il y a du travail qui a été fait par le Premier ministre, par l'équipe du GRC et avec nos partenaires en Inde pour être clair de qu'est-ce qui n'est pas permis au Canada, qu'est-ce qu'on va arrêter à chaque fois et comment on peut avancer des relations économiques en même temps que protéger les citoyens du Canada et du Nouveau-Brunswick.
Premier, can you just give me an example of what's your biggest exports specifically to India? And also, what kind of investment are you talking about that's flowed into New Brunswick?
Yeah, our biggest export to India right now is something called dissolving pulp. So that's a forestry product, but that is used to make clothing. So the Aditya Birla Group, which is a massive company here in India, has a couple facilities in New Brunswick, in Nakawik, and Atholville, that take this forestry product, turn it into dissolving pulp that can then be turned into rayon and make beautiful clothing and scarves and other things that they sell in this market. So that's our largest export currently to India, a couple $100 million of value approximately. The investment that we receive back there's a few different kinds. We have technology companies like Quantify, like HCL that I'll be meeting with tomorrow, and others that have set up global delivery centers in New Brunswick. So they do AI, cloud computing, data analytics, that kind of technology support for their solutions and their operations around the world, and they do it with hundreds of New Brunswick employees.
Would New Brunswick be here if not for U.S. President Donald Trump and his economic threats and tariffs?
Well, interestingly, New Brunswick set up offices in India through our economic development agency, Opportunities New Brunswick, about 3 years ago. So before the Trump threat of tariffs was on the table, because we saw a modernizing economy, a growing economy, and we already had a relationship from a people perspective. The University of New Brunswick has been building talent pipelines here in India for quite some time. Right now, we're building out a healthcare professional talent pipeline of nurses trained here in India to Canadian standard, getting University of New Brunswick credentials that can then come and help us deliver better healthcare to New Brunswickers. We're doing the same with technology talent with partnerships between our universities and universities here. And those relationships existed prior to President Trump's tariff threat. But what President Trump has done is demonstrated the volatility of our relationship with our largest export and trading partner, and has motivated New Brunswick businesses to look beyond our next door neighbor and look for where they might diversify their own client base to protect themselves from this threat, this uncertainty that the U.S. has posed. So we're seeing more interest from New Brunswick companies to join us in places like India and beyond, and to learn how they might sell their products here or how they might benefit from Indian investment in what they're trying to do.
Have you had any meetings with businesses here you can tell us about, or investors?
Not today, but tomorrow I have meetings with HCL, with Quantify. We're at the FinTech Roundtable and the Post-Secondary Table. After that, it's Infosys, McCain's. Oh, am I going to remember? This is where I need to shill. Who have I forgotten, or did he come in?
That's a good example. Which one of those are
OCT therapies, I forgot.
So are these Canadian investments in India, or how much of those are Indian investments?
So it's a mix. You would have recognized McCain, obviously a massive New Brunswick company that has been building out significant operations in India, some of which really benefits the New Brunswickers that already supply to McCain in New Brunswick, technology companies, equipment providers that now want to take those solutions, and when they expand in India, those New Brunswick companies come and deliver that same technology, that same equipment here. And then the other way around, Infosys, HCL, big tech companies like those want to come and set up and take advantage of New Brunswick's expertise in technology, where the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity is based. We have capacity to deliver on some of the technological skills they're looking for as they expand globally. So it goes both ways. We're attracting Indian investment into New Brunswick, and we're ensuring that New Brunswick companies are doing more business in India. Thanks very much.
All right, so there you have it. Again, like we always say, don't forget to leave your opinions and your thoughts. Like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us this morning, and we will be back. Have a good one.